What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between two players that are best known within their current races that they play with, and two of the best players currently on the planet. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of Serral Fall LE, playing with the red Zerg pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to keep it going in his favor. His name is Serral. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Protoss pieces. He wants to get this series back in his favor because he is down 0-1 to the best player currently on the planet. His name, though, is Stats. So guys and girls, you can check out game number 1 now on the YouTube channel, and I gotta say, I'm very, very excited to see how Stats reacts here in game number 2 to going down, just his army getting overwhelmed by Serral. And Serral once again is not fazed whatsoever about taking his natural expansion. He goes ahead and gets that third base very, very quickly. Hatch gas pool coming out of Serral, very standard, especially for him. He goes for a very standard, hatch gas pool, generally speaking. On the opposite side of the map, Stats seems to be going for a similar build to game 1. Got the gateway into the assimilator. He's skipping out on that on the cybernetics core, at least at first, and getting the nexus instead, and now going with that cybernetics core. So a little bit out of order there for Stats, but nothing too crazy out of the ordinary, obviously. So this probe is going to try to see as much information as he possibly can. But I gotta say, guys, going back to game 1, moving into game number 2 now, Serral is just has showed everyone why numerous times this year why he is the best player on the planet. And Stats, though, this is a player who is very good of course with the Protoss pieces. I mean, he is an absolute monster with the Protoss pieces. I would have to say he's the best current Protoss player in the world right now. And I don't know if there's really much debate around that. There's other guys who are definitely very good as well. But these two players are probably the two best in the world in their specific races. And obviously being a part of Blizzcon in the global finals and being in the grand finals of BlizzCon, that definitely tells you that you're a pretty damn good player. But to say the least here, it looks like Serral is going to send a couple of Zerglings across the map, maybe to see if he can get any scouting information. Going to split up those Zerglings. And then it looks like Zergling speed's going to be coming up here for Serral. And then, of course, the Warp Gate research is going to be started for Stats. So still at this point, I'm not seeing anything completely out of the ordinary. Does look like we are going to have a hidden, not necessarily hidden, but in the corner of Stats' main base, you have the Stargate, and we are going to start seeing some oracles come out. A couple of these adepts are going to see if they can get any kind of scouting information. They are going to shade up to the main base, and it does look like they are going to commit here, but get surrounded pretty much immediately after that. Serral is just absolutely on top of everything so far that Stats is throwing at him. Gotta say, Serral has just showed numerous times that he is not easily fooled by really anybody. I mean, this guy pretty much is very good at getting that scouting information, seeing exactly what's going on. Overlord, as I'm saying that, is seeing everything that's going on here in the gateway. Looks like a Phoenix is going to be coming out here shortly. 2 more gateways on that production tab. And then on the upside, looks like we got more and more drones, as well as some Zerglings that are going to be coming out here. More and more of those Zerglings are going to come out. And it looks like we're setting ourselves up once again for a very standard macro-focused game, it's looking like to me. So Phoenix is going to start chipping away or shooting away at that Overlord. It does look like a couple of these adepts did get into the third base location. Well played here by Stats, at least, kind of getting a little bit of that lost mining time. So he was able to kind of shade in there. But all in all, both these players are very are pretty much, you know, dead even on the supply counts. Does look like that third base is going to be coming up here for Serral. And Serral's just trying to find an angle here. He's trying to find an angle, and looks like now we got Serral going ahead, getting that lair up, and then the Roach Warren's coming up as well. So I wonder if Serral's going to go for a push here relatively soon, since we're getting that lair. I'm not seeing the fourth base going up yet. And then you got a bunch of Zerglings coming out. There's probably going to be, you know, Roaches as well as Ravagers possibly moving towards our you know, our Protoss player. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. It looks like the Evolution Chamber is going to be coming up here for Serral as well. As I said, that third base is going to be going down. Forge is going down as well, going to try to get some of those +1/+1 upgrades. And then, of course, the Twilight Council is going down here as well. So, at this point, guys, it looks like, you know, both players are you know, kind of giving each other some respect here. I'm wondering for how long, though, because we're going to start seeing some of these Roaches come out. And I'm wondering if Serral is going to be pushing here relatively soon, or possibly going for a timing push. Would be something that I feel would be very possible. Once again, there is going to be a couple of those Adepts that are going to be dropped off by the Warp Prism, but nothing too serious as of yet, as far as damage goes, has been dealt. Serral, the creep spread is starting to move across the map here. Does look like Serral is going to have, you know, some of that, a lot of vision right now. And I'm wondering how long Stats is going to allow that to go on for. Does look like some of those Immortals are going to be, of course, coming out of the robotics facility. And looks like, you know, even more and more drones are coming out here for Serral. Looks like we got the Hydra Den coming up here. +1's going to be started at in the Evolution Chamber. And it does look like a fourth hatchery is going to be going down as well. So Serral is going to really just try to macro up a massive force and just take over the game here as it continues. I'm liking where Stats is currently, simply because he's on 3 bases, fully saturated, and pretty soon this army is going to become very, very scary for Serral to deal with if it goes on much longer. Now, there are going to be, of course, Hydras coming out as well as Roaches, and then the Overlord speed's coming up here. The Hydralisk upgrade is going to be coming out as well. And we are, like I said, it's starting to get very, very interesting very quickly, guys, because this army is going to become pretty menacing here shortly. Now, of course, Serral, I should say, is in a very good position as well. He's starting to get more and more units. That Revelation, though, has been very helpful, really keeping tabs on where this army is at all times. Does look like I did see, I believe, a couple of Dropper Lords. Here we go. These Overlords, it looks like they're going to pick up some of these Hydras, and it looks like our Zerg opponent here, or a Zerg player, is planning on getting really aggressive here at probably the main base location with all of these units here. The Overlords are kind of just positioning themselves in a way that they can easily pick up a bunch of these units. And that's exactly what Serral looks like, exactly what he's going to do here. He's going to pick up all these units, and he's going to move into the main base location. And this could do significant amounts of damage. There is not much here to defend against this. And these Dropper Lords could easily do some very big pickup micro here. Going ahead, picking up, and then just moving onward. Very well done here by Serral. Just really slowing down the Protoss player as far as, you know, production goes. And at the same time, there is going to be a big engagement here over at the third base location of the Protoss player. So it looked like some nice, some very nice force fields there. But once again, these dropper lords, I'm wondering, are they going to try to drop off once again here? It does look like they are. Going to go ahead and drop off possibly in that main base location. I mean, I guess you could say a second time could do even more damage than the first time. There's going to be an engagement here near the middle of the map. While that army's going on, the big drop is going to be happening here in the main base location. And once again, there is a lot of Zerg units here. And now it looks like Stats has said, I have had enough. And it looks like he's going to go for the counterattack here. But this is doing so much damage here to the Protoss player. Our Protoss player may be in a little bit of some trouble. He is going so heavily on creep here. And it looks like this main base is going to be in a heap of trouble very soon. Now, it does look like the third base, or I should say the fourth base location of our Zerg player is going to be in a lot of trouble as well. That does go down. But the amount of damage being dealt here in the main base location of our Zerg player. Looks like the Surround is going to try to come in here. And oh my god, I wonder if that Surround is going to be coming in here very shortly for Serral. Does look like he is going to be pushed back a little bit. These drones are being pulled off of the mineral line here. And just like that, it looks like there might just be enough here for Serral to clean up house against the Protoss opponent here. And GG is called, and Serral wins game number 2 with some very good drop play with the Zerg units, and gradually, slowly beating his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and Stats, and if you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.